This song title might be more relevant than people know these days. Crazy. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. Bang. I know I am. I'll tell you guys later why, but I had a very interesting dream last night, and it's a pretty interesting story, but I'll save it for after. This is a pick from a new patron. His name is Bill. Thank you for your support, Bill. Truly, I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. The track is called "The Night Chicago Died" by the artist Paper Lace. It was released in June of 1974. It's considered pop rock and bubblegum pop, according to Wikipedia. But as you know, if you've watched the channel for a while, those genre tags are usually wrong, to be honest, or sometimes they are dead on. They're pretty hit or miss, but we're gonna be checking that out. Apparently, it's inspired by the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which I do know a little bit about, but it's fictionalized. You know, the shootout between the Chicago PD and Al Capone, I believe, something like that. That's what I read about. So I'm interested to see how they put it to music. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out the rest of our channel. I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of videos. I've covered every song from here to the Garden of Eden probably, and still digging and finding new good stuff. So stick along. Or stick along, what the hell does that mean? Just stay along for the ride, you know what I mean? We also have a PayPal and Patreon if you want to help support the channel. That's the way to do it. Alright, here we go. The Night Chicago Died. Paper Lace. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you little shit. Go. Cops are already here.
Daddy was a cop on the east side of Chicago, back in the USA, back in the bad old days. In the heat of a summer night,
whoa,
in the land of the dollar bill, when the town of Chicago died, and they talk about it still, when a man named Al Capone tried to make that town his own, and he called his gang to war with the forces of the law. I heard my mama cry.
Whoa, these changes are sick.
I heard her pray the night Chicago died. Brother, what a night it really was. Brother, what a fight it really was. Glory be. I heard my mama cry. I heard her pray the night Chicago died.
Those harmonies, holy shit.
Brother, what a night the people saw. Brother, what a fight the people saw. Yes,
Hand claps are sick.
and the sound of the battle rang through the streets of the old east side, till the last of the hoodlum gang had surrendered up or died. They were shouting in the street, and the sound of running feet. And I asked someone who said, about 100 cops a day. I heard my mom cry. I heard her pray the night Chicago died. Brother, what a night it really was. Brother, what a fight it really was. Glory be. I heard my mom cry. I heard her pray the night Chicago died. Brother, what a night the people saw. Brother, what a fight the people saw. Yes, indeed. Then there was no sound at all but the clock upon the wall. Then the door burst open wide, and my daddy stepped inside, and he kissed my mama's face, and he brushed her tears away. The night Chicago died.
Whoa.
The night Chicago died. Brother, what a night the people saw. Brother, what a fight the people saw. Yes, indeed. The night Chicago died.
This is too much fun, bro. Come on.
Brother, what a night it really was. Brother, what a fight it really was. Glory be. The night Chicago died.
Oh, come on. God damn it. That could have gone on for another 2 minutes. I'd have been okay with it. They're so good at, like, telling a story through sound. It's not even just the music. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The story they were telling was also told by the music at the same time, or like at least amplified what they were saying. Like these little highlights here or there of like, it's like a flare of guitar or something like that, and little riff here or there, little fill there. And they have like, it sounds like a sax or something there at the end, like to sort of like boost certain sections of the story to kind of describe it in like more than words, you know what I mean? And that's genius, honestly. Like that takes a certain type of artist to be able to do that. It's not, I guess these guys were kind of like a one-hit wonder, but it's not just any old band that can write a song that's that good, And I know it's like a fictionalized sort of, version of what actually happened. I'm not too familiar with that actual shooting and massacre. I know a lot about Capone, actually, and just like, the stuff you hear in Hollywood. And then I also like, read some stuff about him, and it's an interesting fellow to be sure. But yeah, he was a menace, you know what I mean? Like he, just like they said, he came in that town and made it his own, and he tried to at least. And him and Kevin Costner went down fighting, right? I'm just kidding, But I know that I think the character that I think Elliot Ness, the character that he played, I think it was kind of how he got him down was like with tax evasion and stuff like that. Which is that's how they get you, bro. It ain't gonna be for the murders if you can get away with it and you're rich enough. It's gonna be some stupid paper trail bullshit. That's how they bring them down, man. They got RICO charges now and they get everybody down. That was really cool. Like I said, the music itself really. It was like complementary with the music, the story and the music. It worked together really, really well. So I looked up the members. Apparently there's a band called Paper Lace that's still going, but I wanted to find out like the original members, like for this song basically. So it'd be Phil Wright on drums and lead vocals, Mick Vaughn, another Mick that's on guitar. Bro, what is with these British Micks? And just being awesome at guitar, man. There's so many of them. This is another one to add to the list. Cliff Fish on bass, and Chris Morris also on rhythm, lead guitar, keyboards, and backing vocals. I really enjoyed the police sirens intro. I thought that was really cool. It's smart to use like the synthesizer to kind of emulate a police sound. It's like the cops showing up and then the shootout happens. It sounded like it was like from the perspective of like a parent or something like that in a way. Like it was sort of like they were, I don't know, sort of just like expecting what like was happening or like wondering what was happening. And, the people all were out in the streets, and then they would use like the running of the feet. They used the kick to kind of, amplify that sort of part of the story and stuff. That's genius, man. Like it's like a dual-wielding sort of storytelling, It's music and it's words, and it kind of combines with this synchronicity that just sort of makes it more than what the sum of the parts, basically. It's more than that, and that's some good work right there. Thank you, Bill. That's a great pick. Apparently, that was their only hit in the United States. It got pretty big, I guess, the year it was released. And I see why, man. That's a catchy song. It's got some depth to it. It's very interesting. And they've got all kinds of little fun musical flares throughout it. It's like there's these little changes that happen, every 30 seconds. Sort of like you're turning a page in the book as you're reading a story, basically. And it's cool, man. That's a really cool song. And I don't know if these guys have any other tracks that are, like this, you know what I mean? Or like, something that I would enjoy, because I really enjoyed that, honestly. But, even not, like sometimes the deeper cuts from bands, they're just as good, and people don't know about them. They didn't get sold to the right, company, and didn't get put on the radio by the right DJ at the right time, That's, I've come to realize a lot of stuff about how music got big back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of, like, about who you know. It's not about talent, because I've heard so many bands that are just fucking phenomenal from this era that did not get any play whatsoever. You know what I mean? They're also, I think a lot of those bands are sort of ahead of their time, or just they're always going to be for artsy people, people that actually I don't know, appreciate real art, or just musicians in general that want to hear something new and something different, because the same old formula gets, the tried and true formula is very boring to actual musicians because they want to push boundaries. Now, of course, there's people that play instruments that just want to make money, but I don't consider them actual musicians in my opinion, to be honest. They just play instruments well and they make money from it, Maybe they had like 1 or 2 albums that were good and then the rest of it's just like, well, they checked out, It happens. Once you get that check, you check out, man. That's what happens. Even in football, anything like that, man. Once you get that big payday, you wake up every morning probably like, I don't gotta fucking do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. And then you just go out and give out a mediocre performance for the rest of your life. And I don't know. Maybe it's always good to stay not wealthy because then you always will have some sort of drive to survive. You know what I mean? I think survival instincts are the best way to, I don't know. I have some of the best music I've ever heard. It's basically been bands' backs against the wall, and they're just like, "What else do we have to do? Let's just do it. Fuck it." You know what I mean? There's no inhibitions. There's no anything. They just go for it, and they sometimes produce some of the best music I've ever heard. You know what I mean? But then of course there's like Jimi Hendrix and shit like that who just he shit out good music. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, right? That was great, Bill. Thank you for introducing me to Paper Lace, and I'm going to be listening to that song again and try and find out what's true and what's not, because I'm sure there's some kind of truth to it. Obviously the event happened, but they kind of dramatized it, I'm guessing. So, but yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment on your way out. It really, really helps the algorithm. I'm dealing with copyright strikes right now. That's why I didn't post for like 2 days, because I was prohibited from posting until the appeal went through. And so now I got to wait 10 business days for the second one. Like, they just keep coming. And it's December. I think the ad rate goes up a lot, even though I don't see any of it. It goes to the record companies. But I think the ad rate gets like super, super heavy in December because of Christmas and stuff like that. And the companies are like really on it. And they took down my Donovan fucking Hurdy-Gurdy Man video. I love that song. And they fucking took it down. Those little bastards. State 51 Conspiracy. What a stupid name. It's the dumbest name I've heard of a record label ever, bro. And I've heard some dumb ones. Yeah, hope you're watching this far into my fucking not viewed video. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, as always. And oh yeah, my cool dream. I'll say it in 20 seconds. So I had a dream last night. Some stuff happened, and then I was in a line with a bunch of people, and then I looked over at another line that was like through an alleyway, and I saw my best friend that died like 15 years ago. And then I woke up and I cried. And because I ran up and gave him a hug, and he like felt my arms. I remember that exactly. He felt my arms, and my tattoos were on different arms, but he felt it. I don't know if he was like feeling like my muscles, or I think he was feeling for track marks, because obviously I used to shoot up and stuff like that, and I haven't in years now. So it's like, I don't know. But then guess what? I woke up and I looked on Facebook, and today was his fucking birthday. I didn't know. I swear on my life I didn't. And I don't know. I visited him, and it felt so real. Like, you have dreams that are just like crazy, and it's just like not real. This felt so real that I can't describe it enough to you guys, that it was very, very, very strange. But I got to see my best friend, and I saw his face is burned in my memory again now. I haven't seen him in years. And obviously we had our ups and downs, but he was one of my best friends I ever had. His name is Solomon, and it was nice to see him again. So thanks for watching for the 4th time. Get out of here.